But I saw the agenda and I went, oh my gosh, I'm going to be here forever.
We're looking out for you.
My name is Annette Haney and I am the Tobacco Education Coordinator with St. Joseph Health System. And thank you for having me this evening. And I want just to give a big shout out for letting me and Jaleesa Gibson, my youth coordinator, come into the schools to teach. Thank you. I think with the vaping epidemic that we have going on right now, I think it's important for the education to be there for these kids to see what is going on and how it is affecting their lives. So we want to educate, prevent, and then hopefully we don't have to do the recovery part. But we know that vaping is a good thing. One of the other things that I want to thank you for is letting us come in with Remedy Live. 3 years ago, Project Hope, the opiate settlement money, gave me money to go ahead and give programs within the schools. Remedy Live is a $5,000 program for each school system. We had the opportunity to come here and do that presentation of Remedy Live. It was called Get School, and it is a data collecting survey about escapism and the kids who have any kind of escape that they might have. It might be into the social feeds, it might be into vaping, it might be into alcohol, it might just be depression or isolation. Do you trust your parents? Do you trust an adult? So we collected all this data. And at this time, on June 27th, we are going to do a Remedy Live presentation at the REIT. Each and every one of you to come and get that information about what is going on with our kids. What's going on with our students with the mental health? What's going on? Are they escaping to vaping? And then we're going to give you information on how we can help as educators, as parents, as grandparents, guardians, aunts, uncles, whoever that may be, to help these kids in today's society. So we did 7 school systems, all 7 here in Marshall County. So it's just not isolating one school. It's a combination of what's going on here in Marshall County. So if I may pass these out to you.
Yeah.
And do you have any questions for me? Come on, Alex.
We appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the schools.
Yeah, and we are more than willing to come and continue. Thank you. Come and continue to educate. So, however we can help, we're more than willing.
Presentation at the junior high issue.
Yes.
I think we're really interested.
Yes, and we're going to do the, I'm sorry. Here, have one. Anybody else? Did you get one? I think I sent that to you, I'm sorry. It's going to be the same kind of presentation, sir. It's going to be, the music is going to be playing when you come into the wreaths. So you saw the music and you saw the lights, and the lights are going to be going, just like kids are getting involved right away with this survey. They're logging on to their phones, they're answering the questions. Some of the questions are coming up right away and the answers are right there. And all the schools should have received that, or Lincoln should have received that, and Riverside was there, should have received that information also about what the data is. You are so welcome. So it's going to be very entertaining. It's going to give you a lot of information. We have some guest speakers that will be there. Senator Belichick is going to be one of the guest speakers who will be there that day. So, and I am going to be one of the speakers, but I'm not like a senator. But yeah, so, but please come. Please register to come. It's very interesting. Allie, I hope you come.
Yeah, I've RSVP'd. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your generosity in letting me come into the school system.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. All right, 3.2, consider revisions to the PCSC student handbook.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank all the people that helped get the handbook put together this year. We had representatives from students and parents and staff at the elementary level, the Riverside level, the intermediate level, middle school, and then at the high school. So it's a lot of time and effort those people put in. I just want to thank all of them. Some lively discussion, and it was a really good process. With that being said, we've given you guys the handbook revisions, and at this point, I would entertain any questions you might have about the revisions we've asked for.
Does anybody have any questions for Ken?
And then one last thing, do we have permission? We had a request at the high school level to form a committee to look at the drug testing policy as it relates to co-curricular and extracurriculars. So we'd like to form a committee with members from the community, business, students, and staff to take a look at that over the next year and look at it as we go to the handbook next year. So it's fun and make sure you're aware and seek permission for that.
Yeah.
And if that's it, then I will take a seat.
So
Just being a draft, do we need to?
is this a first draft or is this is the draft, right?
This is the draft.
So I would recommend the approval of the PCSC handbook as Ken has presented.
Yeah. When you say approve, I will change the red lettering to black lettering and take out the crossouts, and it'll be what it is.
Can I make one mention of something?
Sure.
I think and it's something little, I don't know if we can just talk about it later, but on page 60, when you're talking about the academics and calling career and technical education not vocational education anymore. It just says vocational education.
That's a simple change.
Exactly.
We'll be
That's
happy
why
to
I
make.
thought, well, since we're voting on for real.
Yes.
Draft, then I better say that now.
I will make that change.
But yeah, that was the only thing I
Anybody else have any?
Thank you.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Thank you. Any discussion? Second. Second. Thank you, Robin. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ken. All right, 3.3, consider resolution 2023-5 to dispose of certain personal property and plan for sale of surplus iPads. Mr. Fisher.
Dispose
Yeah.
is a tough word,
Yeah.
right? So, we did kind of a pre-sale where we put out a few feelers to see just how much interest we would have, right? And staff alone, we've had 169 responses, and half of those would like to buy a second one. So, with that said, our Gen 6 iPads that we've collected or will be collecting from staff and students here as we close out the remainder of the year, we would like to propose a sale not only to our staff but also to the public so that we can give them the benefit. We propose that to be $75 a piece. The minimum that you would pay that I've found is $125. So we're providing a pretty good benefit to them as well. So we're just asking that you approve the sale of that. I think we've got plenty of interest, and here we go.
So Ken's just we're recommending the approval of the resolution to dispose of a certain personal property as presented.
Yes, the board has to deem them surplus before we can actually do something with them. So even if we were going to sell them back to a reseller and take our hits, whatever those may be, you would still have to do this process. So, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Also the motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'll take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bless you. All right. On to 3.4, consider GP Service Direct Equipment Maintenance Agreement.
Hi.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. So first off, I'd like to thank Mr. Dave Show for collaborating with me on this. So we do have an internal maintenance department that does a lot for the food services department. What this is a plain maintenance agreement with a food service industry specific company. So General Parts is out of Fort Wayne. After being in the district and working in my department for a full year, I noticed the majority of the time I am calling for outside service. So paying a separate company outside of ours to come in and service our equipment that is broken down. So what this contract does, they will perform an annual maintenance every July and then once again in around Christmas time. And then it also gives us a discount on labor hours, so the time that they're here, we get a discount. We will also get a discount on any replacement parts. So it's really saving us a lot of money by contracting with this. General parts, I got 3 bids. They were the winning bids, so I'm requesting that you approve this contract and can move forward with them with this starting in July.
Your approval, so.
Yeah. All right, I'll take a motion to approve the contract. So, Robin, any discussion or questions for me?
Yeah.
Take a second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, looks like you're
Up again.
up again. 3.5, consider school breakfast and lunch prices.
Yeah, so each year we conduct, it's called the Paid Lunch Equity Tool with the state, and PCSC, we're required this year to raise lunch prices for the coming school year, so 23-24. We have received several waivers in the past, but the state believes it's time for this adjustment. If you look at area school lunch prices, we're well below even with the raising, which is really nice for our kids. So for the coming year, we'll request that lunch prices for students K through 6 increase to $2.10, so an increase of 5 cents, and then $2.20 for 7 through 12. That's an increase of 5 cents as well. So, and then adult meal prices, they'll be calculated once the reimbursement rate is released for the coming school year, and that'll be later this summer. So right now it's just student prices that we're adjusting.
All right. Take a motion to approve the
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a motion to approve the raise in lunch prices.
So moved.
Thank you. Any questions? Discussion? Take a second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. All right, 3.6, consider life and LTD agreement. Stephanie.
Good evening. So Madison National Life is the insurance company that is partnered with, and we offer $50,000 life insurance for all of our employees and also long-term disability. And so what this agreement is to add our permanent sub-teachers to be able to have that benefit. So that's what I'm asking for your approval tonight. That would just add our permanent sub-teachers to be able to have $50,000 life insurance and long-term disability.
Okay. Take a motion to approve the addition of those employees mentioned by Beth. So, any discussion or questions from that? Okay, take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Do this in a row again. 3.7, consider revisions to PCSC employee handbook.
So recently we had need to update the language for our tobacco-free workplace. So I really appreciate Mr. Jeff Leon's help with the language on that. You can find that on page 14. And then I noticed that the language in there regarding the bereavement didn't match what was in the master contract or in classified conditions. So I changed that to match. And then also the information I changed on page 28 and 29 reflects the changes of our workers' comp. So those are the only revisions in the handbook for your approval tonight.
So Beth is recommending the approval of the handbook as presented.
So moved. Thank you, Rob. Any questions or discussion? Thank you for doing that work. I'll take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you. All right.
I'm up again.
Okay. Jeez. I think it worth your while to be here.
Yeah.
All right, so 3.8, consider removal of Valley Moore's authorized signer from PCSC and approval of Annette Hodges as authorized signer.
Correct. So Plymouth has a CD at First Federal, and so they need the board minutes to reflect the actual statement of removing Valerie Moore as the authorized signer and
Okay.
approval of someone else, and we said Annette Hodges as she is the deputy treasurer of the corporation. So that's what I'm asking for your approval for that.
Okay, thank you. I'll take a motion to do that.
So moved.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Second? Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. You again. 3.9.
Last time you hear from me tonight.
That's all right.
So, this is just the annual renewal for the bonds for, Annette Hodges, who is the deputy treasurer here at Plymouth, and then Grace Nyheis, who is the administrative assistant at NESIC. So this is something that should be done annually. I'm assuming it has been done. So.
Yeah, we see it every summer. So, yeah. Take a motion to approve. So moved. Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Okay, take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, you did it. Good job.
Are you sure about you can take the next one?
I know. Just keep going. 3.10, consider SJRMC school nurse summer agreement amendment.
Yes, so we have an agreement with St. Joe Regional Medical Center with our nurse program during the school year. And to ensure that we have coverage during our summer school month, we're asking for you to approve for our amended agreement to have coverage during the month of June in summer school.
All right, I'll take a motion to approve the contract with SJRMC or amendment.
So moved.
Thank you. I'll take a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 3.11, consider NIESC Fiscal Services Agreement 2023-2024.
Yeah, Plymouth has been the LEA for the Northern Indiana Educational Service Center for several years now, and we have a very good relationship with NESIC. This agreement raises the amount paid to PCS for this service from $12,000 to $15,000. Therefore, I recommend the approval of the agreement between the two parties for the next school year, 23-24.
Thank you. I'll take a motion to do it on the table.
So moved.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 3.12, consider North Central CTE Agreement 2023-2024.
Jennifer Felke has updated the North Central CTE agreement for the cooperative, and she is wanting each school board to approve the agreement locally. The agreement is the playbook for the cooperative, and it is very comprehensive down to the outline to be followed by the principals who deal with any behavior issues. Jennifer has done an excellent job of setting the boundaries for this group, and I recommend the approval of the agreement between PCSC and North Central CTE.
Take a motion to get on the table. Thank you. Any questions for Rich? Take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. 3.13, adopt resolution 2023-4 transferring real estate right of way to Marshall County.
The bridge on Randolph, adjacent to the park and just south of the tennis courts, is in the planning stages to be reconstructed. PCSC is the owner of property attached to the bridge, the right-of-way. This land is of little value to PCSC, mostly some of the banks directly next to the bridge. Therefore, I believe it's in the best interest to have this deeded over to Marshall County. Jeff Huyen has done considerable work on this project, and I thank him for his contributions. And I recommend the approval of the transfer of the right-of-way to Marshall County as presented.
So, thank you, Robert. Any questions or discussion? Okay, take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I just want a big, nice bike lane and sidewalk on that.
Yeah,
bridge, so.
I agree.
Did you put any request for
Right-of-way, is
that?
that-
By giving them the right of way, do we get the bike?
That's part of the plan.
3.14, consider return to in-person learning plan extension.
This is the last time we will be required to approve the in-person learning plan extension. The changes to the plan are basically updated dates at this point, since we are already doing full in-person learning. I recommend approval of the in-person learning as presented.
Take a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. 3.15, consider administrator contract renewals.
Each year, at approximately this time, the board is presented with a list of administrators to consider for renewal. The renewal of these administrators helps maintain stability and promote effectiveness. I recommend approval of the contract renewals as they are presented.
Motion? Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Second? Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 3.16, consider a memorandum of understanding for school resource officer.
Yes, Ted Brown, Police Chief Bacon, and Sean Cerisi and I met to discuss the addition of a second SRO for the corporation and to update the agreement between the city and PCSC. The agreement reflects a slight hike in the cost due to the addition of the second officer as well as the rising cost of keeping police officers in Plymouth. The second officer will not be able to start until all the training of the new officers is completed. So the agreement is written to reflect a prorated amount for when that officer will start. Half of our cost is covered by the safety grant, and I believe this will make us a safer place. I recommend the approval of the agreement between the Plymouth Police Department and PCSC.
Any questions or discussion? Take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. On to 4.1, monthly remarks.
Yeah, I would like to thank Delta Theta Tau, Downtown Discounts, and Brad Fackler for making donations to our school this past month. Also, I'd like to thank all the donors who contributed to the Rocking Rocky Field Day, which was amazing, put on by Tammy Radigan. So kudos to Tammy. We hope there are many more of these type of events in the future. We also had a very nice crowd for the staff celebration outside the Rock Pile last Friday. Food trucks were excellent as usual, and I appreciate the hard work and dedication from all of our staff over this past year. So glad that there were so many that were able to celebrate this year. Graduation commencement will be this Friday, June 9th at 7:30. Board members are to meet on the patio located to the north of the home crowd football bleachers by 7:15. And the next regular scheduled meeting falls on the 4th of July. So I would propose we change the meeting to the Tuesday after July 11th at 7. Actually, I believe there is
fireworks after.
I believe there is an executive session at 6 o'clock that night also.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. 5.1, August participation on agenda items. All right. 6.1 adjournment. I will take a motion to adjourn. Thank you. Take a second. Second. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.